One of our participants today, Carol Bennett, and I have both had the chance to visit the Antarctic, and I thought I'd have Carol describe some of the clothing she wore while down there.
We were issued about 35 pounds of clothing. We didn't wear it all at once, but we had started off with long underwear, then we had a polar fleece-type synthetic bottom and top, then we had wind pants to protect us from the wind. We had parkas. We had two types of parkas, some that was filled with a lot of down, some that was a lighter type texture. We were issued several hats. We obviously didn't wear them all at once, but they were available. We had about 11 pairs of gloves, depending on what work we were doing. We would have different pairs of gloves. And we also had these very large, heavy white boots we called bunny boots. So we really had a lot of clothing to keep us, very warm.
And all of that's issued to you, obviously, so that one, it's standard issue material, and two,
yes,
they know for a fact that you'll be well protected.
Yes. They're very well protected.
Layering is really an important feature
very
here.
Important,
You want to dress in layers because if you're working hard and you're heating up, you want to get rid of some of those layers.
Which is what we would do sometimes.
And if you're sitting still and you're just observing something for a long period of time, watching a seal or whatever, you're just going to need all the layers
everything
you
on
can.
at once.
That's exactly right. Then I thought it'd be interesting to compare some of that clothing mechanism, as you saw some of the photos there of Carol's stuff, with some of the things that we used in the North Arctic.
Okay.
A little bit different here. The inner booty, which is something you probably had in those bunny boots,
inside the boots,
boiled wool or something, goes inside this long muckluck. This is a product made by Will Steger's previous wife. And the whole purpose here is that you've got a rubber bottom and a leather sole here. That inner booty goes inside that muckluck, and then you've got these very long laces so that you can do this crisscross lacing all the way up the leg and seal the snow out.
Keep the snow out, yes.
5 days in the North Arctic, and I never had cold feet. The whole time. It was a terrific opportunity. Gloves, obviously, are very important. In the Antarctic, you need to have your fingers exposed more often because you're working with dials and scientific equipment. In the North, they really were just keeping up with their dog sled. So here's this polar fleece inner mitt, very warm from that standpoint. And then you put on a Gore-Tex outer shell, which protects you from the wind and the rain or whatever, or snow, whatever might be coming down.
And we had a set like that, but I never had a chance to use it.
Didn't have to wear them,
huh? We needed the dexterity, so we just couldn't use
Snow or glacier glasses, obviously, to protect you from the bright glare and the UV light. You've got the cloth on the edges here to protect light from the sides. You've got big lenses there, and they're quite dark, tight bands around your ears so they don't fall off. And then, of course, the jacket. I brought this outer jacket. I'd like to try this on with you, Carol. We'll just let you get into this. This is a Gore-Tex outer shell. It's very light in terms of density. It doesn't have a lot of down in it or anything. That's because you've got all these other layers inside to keep you warm. This is really an outer protective shell. So just like any ski jacket you might find on the shelf, it's got a zipper and then a Velcro closing to keep the wind out. But there are some unique features to this particular jacket. This is a prototype being designed specifically for Will Steger's Arctic expedition. First off, you might notice just all the zippers and pull strings. You turn around there for a minute, Carol. If you pull those elastic straps down here, you'll notice that this jacket will cinch up in a hurry, and that again is to keep the snow out around your waist. Let's turn back around here. Find the pocket on your left side.
It's kind of awkward to get to.
A little awkward to get to.
Down into.
So this was a really interesting design. They got another pocket here, which is much easier to reach with your other pocket, your other hand. Yeah, isn't that nice? And then, let's see, underneath the arms, if you don't mind showing that, we've got zippers here for ventilation. So if we get extra hot, we get some extra air in there. And last but not least is this glorious hood. Are you ready?
Oh, sure.
Okay, there's a wire outer frame to keep some structure to that hood. You zipper it up all the way. You seal that right there. You pull the drawstrings, and if you're in a real woolly storm, you can cinch that thing right down. The Inuit native people of the North made their clothing, of course, with skins and hide, but they could cinch themselves up. These clothes are modeled after their clothes. Cinch themselves right up, just lay down in the snow and spend the night if they had to. And you could probably do the same thing. Are you ready?
Not the lay
No, thanks.
Right.
All right, Carol.